Okay, obviously I've been out of action for a few days. I'm now actually in Islamabad preparing for the PSL, but I've still been watching plenty of the IPL. So obviously we've got a really important match coming up for both sides, Mumbai Indians and RCB, both coming off a loss, both at a bit of a tricky point in the tournament in terms of needing to get their best side on the park and obviously needing to get those 2 points. So critical match at the Wankhede. So what I'm going to do, similar to what I normally do, is looking at the way the sides stacked up in the last match and look at the potential changes they will have. And from a Mumbai perspective, you would think straight away that Rohit Sharma will drop back into the side if he is fully fit. He will slot back, and then Mumbai have a decision to make. Will Jacks has not looked in great touch in the 3 matches that he's played. He's batted 3 twice, he's opened once. He hasn't looked in the vintage touch that I'm sure Mumbai would have liked to have seen, albeit he played on a toughish surface last game, but he looked a little bit scratchy. So, I mean, Rohit will slot in, and they've got a decision to make with Will Jacks, how far down the order he slides. Now, if he bats at number 3, then to me, that's what creates a big problem for Mumbai, because you've got Tilak Verma, who has done most of his good work at 3. You've got Sky, who also can bat at 3, but he's done nicely at 4, so that's not a problem. Namandir, who has been a finisher, but he slid up to 3 in the last match and played beautifully. So MI have got to make a decision in terms of what they do with Tilak. So for me, Tilak is a guy that if Mumbai want to go on and win this tournament, he's going to have to bat at 3. And I think that's the way where he got his hundreds for India batting at 3. He also did all the damage for domestically at 3. When he bats at 5, he comes in and the ball's a little bit soft. He probably doesn't have that power that we have seen from other players. I'd also like to see Tilak hit more through the offside. He's become a little bit leg side dominant. He's trying to basically bully the ball, which is just not the way that he plays best. For me, Namandir initially started at 7. For me, he could bat at 5, without any trouble at all, and he can still bring that aggressive intent. I know he did well at 3, but I think you're looking about the sum of the parts. And for me, if you put Tilak at 3, Sky 4, Namandir 5, Hardik at 6, that's a really good top 6, and it provides you with a really interesting opportunity of what you do here at 7. Now, maybe Jacks comes in and plays that finisher role, and he could bat at 5, 6 or 7, depending on the situation. Or they bought Bevan Jacobs as a finisher. And Bevan Jacobs, he's a big man. He's got huge power, and he's got the potential to sort of be the new Tim David. He's that type of player. He can hit 6s from ball 1, very long levers, and you get him batting at Wankhede with pace on the ball, and he's the sort of guy who could get you 40 off 20 balls and finish an innings, with some real substance. So he is a really interesting option for me because I just don't think Jacks, he could bat 5 potentially, but then once again you're moving Namandir down to the finishing role. So lots of decisions that MI need to make around that batting order. Then the next part for me is around obviously Bumrah. Now, great to see that he's back in the Mumbai colours. We've seen him back at training, or we've seen him doing photo shoots. Whether he's ready and been signed off by the NCA, I'm sure MI will be on the phone all the time just seeing if they can get him in the lineup. The game against RCB might be a game too early, but it'd be great to see him there or thereabouts. If he played, he would slot in for Ashwani, who's actually had one outstanding game, one game where he's put under the pump a little bit. But for me, from a bowling point of view, Mumbai need to adapt quicker if the ball doesn't swing. And I think that's been the challenge for them, is they've picked 2 swing bowlers in Deepak Chahar and Trent Boult. The ball hasn't really swung a huge amount, therefore they haven't been as potent in the power play as they would have liked. So for me, they're going to test, at Wankhede, they've got a real advantage in terms of the ball does swing. At Wankhede, we saw the ball bounced. We saw that Ashwani Kumar came into contention because he got that steep bounce as well. So I think this bowling attack will be better at Wankhede, but they certainly would love to see the ball swing early on. Whether they go with Vignesh or not, he bowled really nicely at Lucknow on that bigger ground and where the ball held a little bit. They basically have the ability to keep him in the side whether he bowls or not. Could come in, take a wicket and then come off again. So that side for me, Bauer drops out, obviously Rohit comes back in, and then for me it's what they do from 3 to 5, which is critical from MI's perspective. RCB, I think their side is pretty settled. Phil Salt, I think he will love the fact that Deepak Chahar and Trent Boult will bowl a full length. and he will look to take him on. So there's a little bit of risk reward from Phil Salt. If he can take the new ball bowlers on early, then he will stop the ball swinging anyway. And I think that's been his MO from the time he's joined RCB anyway. He will take the game on, he will take the pressure off Virat. Will MI have the courage to bring on Mitchell Satner early? And I think that's something that it's a nice matchup against both Virat and potentially Phil Salt if the ball just holds a little bit. It won't be in the first couple of overs, but towards the end of the power play, he definitely needs to bowl, in my view, just to give them a point of difference. Padikkale's job is really clear. If Satner comes on, he's got to take him down. And once again, he's the only left-hander in that top 6. That's his job. And he's just got to, primarily that's the way he's got to go about things. He gave himself far too much room in the last game. So I guess a guy who's quite orthodox in the way he plays, he's just got to find that tempo in terms of not going too hard too soon. Obviously, Rajat's in good touch. Virat loves the Wankhede. He will love that pace and bounce. He'll love the fact that he's going to face plenty of seamers early on. And if he gets set, he's going to be hard to contain. Livingston, for me, once again, he will enjoy the Wankhede. And I think from MI's perspective, I think they have to bounce him. I think they have to actually be really aggressive and take him on and risk the fact that he might get the odd top edge for 6. But for me, whether it's Deepak Chahar, who bowled a nice bouncer to get rid of Venkatesh Iyer in the last game, whether it be Ashwani, whether it be Hardik, they've all got the capability of bowling that quick bouncer. So I think they need to do that to Livingston to try and take him off the ball. Jitesh looks in nice touch. Tim David only slid down in the last match because they'd lost early wickets. I think he'll slide up and do that finisher role. Regardless, it'll be around entry point anytime after the 15 overs. I think he will slot in. Bhuvi, I think, is a really nice matchup against Rohit in terms of just bowling the outie and then setting up the in-swinger. Similar to what Siraj did, although Siraj got it to nip back, Bhuvi will get it more to shape in the air. But that's a nice matchup in terms of trying to attack the front pad of Rohit Sharma. And I think Hazlewood against Rickleton is a nice matchup. Rickleton's really enjoyed the bounce at Wankhede. He's from Joburg. He loves to get inside the ball and pick it up over square leg. Hazlewood with that bounce away, if Rickleton's looking to go against the angle, then he'll create opportunities, whether it be behind the stumps or leading edges and so forth. So I like the matchup of Hazlewood against Rickleton, Bhuvi against Jacks from an RCB point of view. Rusik, to be fair, I haven't really seen what others have seen in Rusik Dar. I know he's been highly rated. I'm not so sure he's going to be the answer for RCB on flat surfaces. Maybe on slower ones where his changes of pace come in handy, yes. Otherwise, I think they should look at Suyash or even maybe Swapnil. The fact that there's so many right-handers, like if Jacks or Bevan Jacobs comes in here, there's going to be only one left-hander potential, or 2 left-handers in that top 7. So, someone like Swapnil Singh could be an option as well if they don't want to go with Suyash Sharma. So I think Rusik is an extra bowler that they don't need necessarily on that side. So, look, I think it's who's going to adapt to conditions best at Wankhede. Obviously, MI played really nicely in the match against KKR. They've only had the one home game. They did not adapt quickly enough, I don't think, at Lucknow in terms of the lengths that their bowlers needed to bowl. They went too hard too early with the ball without having the pace of the surface. So they will enjoy, I think both sides will enjoy the Wankhede. But for me, it's who's going to adapt quickly enough to that surface. I think whoever chases will win. I don't think either side has the attack necessarily to defend at Wankhede. So for me, whoever wins the toss will win. And last time I picked RCB and they lost. So this time I'm going to go for Mumbai.